Yo, what's poppin', people? Your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. And you know how we do. Before we get started, we got to give a shout out to you, the viewer, for taking the time out to watch this video. But while you're here, do us a solid and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And do not forget to leave your comments down in the comment section. Because you know, I ain't even got to tell you. You know how we do. And you know, before we do anything else, we got to get a shout out to our wonderful ladies of the CU Aunties. And when you see the CU Aunties in the chat or in the comment section, make sure you show them ladies some love and give them the respect that they deserve. Because you might get yourself in a little trouble messing around with their nephews. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, man, y'all know how we finna get this thing started because I'm getting ready to go. I'm finna drop this video and ease on out the door. I gotta put it on. I gotta get a little fancy. Gotta get a little bit overdressed. Gotta put all the shines on. Gotta get all the jewelry on, the drip, sparkle a little bit because I'm finna go around them people. And I gotta blend in. And where I'm going, they be dripping a lot, so I gotta drip too. So, welcome to the lunch table. Let's go. As the last practice ends of the week for the first week of training camp, the young nephew, Shedeur Sanders, has been highly scrutinized, been talked about a lot, been spoken upon in many circles. And with this quarterback battle between not Aaron Rodgers, doggone Joe Flacco. I seen the old man face and, Joe Flacco, Lil Hands, Kenny Pickett, and the young upstart, Dylan Gabriel. A lot of things have been said, but there's only one person. Well, not just one. It's been 2, 3, or 4, a few that's been down for Shedeur Sanders from the jump. Just to remind you, Louis Riddick was one of those boys.
Ridiculous, although that's a start on the road in Pittsburgh. It's not ridiculous, but if they're looking to really set him up, I see what it's a week 7. I think week 7's a home game for Cleveland against the Miami Dolphins. That really seems ideal. I know we're splitting hairs. Week 6, week 7, what the hell's the difference? Look, I wouldn't be shocked to see Shedeur Sanders in a true competition wind up winning the starting job coming out of training camp. I don't see that being ridiculous either. If you were to make that the stipulation of this segment, look, I'm a believer in the guy. I'm a believer in his talent. I'm a believer in his makeup. I'm a believer in his football horsepower. I think he has as good a chance as any to surprise everyone as far as the people who are naysayers.
Now, you heard that. He wouldn't be surprised if he was the starting quarterback coming out of training camp, because he believes in him just that good. He believes in the makeup of Shedeur Sanders. He believes in the quarterback that he is. He's seen him play for years, not just somebody reporting from across the country. He's been boots on the ground. He's been in those practices. He's been at those games. Matter of fact, he's called a few of Shedeur's games in college. So when somebody gives you the makeup of a player that they've watched, that they've studied, that they understand, you kind of trust their word. But also, Louis Riddick has said what I've said all along. It's going to be tough for Shedeur, not because of who he is, not because of where he was drafted, not because he doesn't have the quarterback acumen. He is not good enough. The front office is the ones that are going to be under fire, because I've told you guys over and over and over and over and over again, You drafted Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur became the fly in the ointment when you drafted him in the 5th round because you don't want to look like a bunch of idiots because your 5th round draft pick looks better than your 3rd round draft pick, and nobody made that draft pick but you. But just to confirm how I'm thinking, I'm going to let Louis Riddick pick.
Clearly, it's neither of those rookies.
Correct. I agree.
And we've been asked this whole offseason, what should be the plan? Joe Flacco, for me, it wouldn't be. I know who Joe is. He's a good player. Joe is going to get us to, if I'm in Cleveland, 8-9, and we're not going to be in.
That's Dan Orlowski talking about Joe Flacco and those old guys.
Control of what we do with one of those in totality, or those 2 first-round picks next year.
Yep.
I would be doing everything to see if Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders could be a starting quarterback for me to start this year, and then see if we struck gold. Because then we got a real shot for a quick retool next year.
Yep, I agree.
But that's what this year is about. That field is just
We know that. As far as like the long-term starting quarterback guy, we know that those two guys.
Kenny Pickett, and I'm not saying the chances are you're absolutely right.
Yep.
But what if Kenny Pickett is Baker Mayfield? What if Kenny Pickett is Sam Darnold? What if Kenny Pickett, who was a first-round draft pick, develops like? I understand what you're saying.
We've heard that Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco kind of splitting first-team reps. We'll keep an eye on today as you're looking at live practice right now. He actually takes the first-team reps. How do you get enough reps for these guys?
You don't.
Right.
That's the problem. See, that's where like a lot of this it's just flapping your jaws and just talking here when we're saying, well, they got to find out. And honestly, you don't have time to find out in a nice, fair, like balanced, organic way because you're trying to get ready to like play the season, right? So there's only so many reps to go around, and it's not like practices are the same way they used to be when I played. I mean, these guys basically practice once a day, okay? And so I mean, it's like you don't have enough reps. And see, here's the thing: like to me, it feels so much like they've already almost like kind of boxed themselves into the fact that, look, we have so much draft capital a year from now that we don't really, you know what, if it works out, if we struck gold, great. If we don't, that's fine, because you know what, we have all this draft capital next year, and one of those guys next year is bound to be a franchise quarterback. So, hey, it is what it is. And you know what's interesting? Like the Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders thing, I was just talking about this just the other day on radio. The front office, having been in this situation for 11 years, you really think that the front office is sitting there going, look, we drafted Dylan in the 3rd, we drafted Shedeur in the 5th. Do you really think they want to see the 5th round kind of like beat out the 1st round guy? I mean, the 3rd round guy? No, hell no, they don't want that to happen because it makes them look bad. It's like, well, why didn't you pick them the opposite way? So there's so many biases that they're going to have to work through, and then they don't have a whole lot of reps to go around. This is a much tougher situation than it looks like.
But if Shedeur,
Exactly. It is a much tougher situation than it looks like. Louis Riddick hit it right on the head. And why? Because the front office does not want to be embarrassed. They don't want to be made to look like fools because you picked Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, and now your 5th round draft pick, which you knew it wasn't no 5th round draft pick. You knew what he was. Everybody in the country that was an NFL talent evaluator told you that he is a 1st, 2nd round pick at the latest. And you got him in the 5th round. Yes, you got him for a steal. But now you got to eat whatever you're going to eat. You got to take this on the chin because one way or the other, everybody knows that Shedeur Sanders is better than Dylan Gabriel. Shedeur Sanders is better than Kenny Pickett. Joe Flacco don't matter at this point. But you got to make a choice. And you got to make it soon. Because in a minute, it's going to show to the world when these joint practices start. And people are going to see it for themselves. They already see it. It's already embedded in people's minds. But once it's fully engulfed on this screen, and the world sees it, and it's on Twitter, and it's on YouTube, and it's on Facebook, and it's on any other social media outlet, game over. So I suggest you go ahead and start getting Shedeur those first team reps.